the starlit sky, our love's secret line. Like leaves we soar so high.
Hey, Sky. Good.
Beneath the moonlight, self-touch your hand.
Hi everyone. I have to be honest with you, but I'm starting to feel like autumn has completely set in, and along with that comes that sense of busyness and holiday season coming upon us. Canadian Thanksgiving is happening or has happened by the time this video is out. And I know American Thanksgiving is coming up, Halloween is coming up, and I don't want to say the C word, but Christmas is coming up as well. Even though I am retired, that sense of almost too much can certainly creep into my day. So in this video, I would like to talk about how I achieve a sense of calm in my life. If any of you are regular viewers, you know that I really enjoy a sense of calmness. I like to have a very calm environment. And I also like my life and my routines to feel calming as well. This time of the year, though it is absolutely my favorite, it certainly does seem to get busier. It's the end of the year, it's that last quarter of the year. Usually, as you all know from a previous video that I did that I can certainly link up here, the last week of August and the first week of September are always a little bit anxiety inducing. I guess that's a good way to put it. By the time that we hit the end of September and October, I really am into the whole autumn vibe. I'm into pumpkins and into soft oranges and earth tones and everything else and the cozy season that comes with autumn. But as I've said, it certainly is an excessively busy time of year. And so I focus in deeply to continue to feel that sense of calm and that sense of peace that is so important to me and that really grounds me. My favorite Stoic philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, wrote, "There is no place more peaceful you can go, free of interruptions, than your own soul." And that really speaks to me. I don't know if that quote is word for word because I'm kind of going from memory, but what it says to me is that I need to feel the peace and the calm within my inner self so that I can reflect it outside of me as well. And for some reason, this time of the year, it's the most important time for me to have that sense of calm, that sense of peace, and I guess just a sense of control over things and my life. Hi, my name is Raina, and this is Small Retired Life. On my channel, we talk about all things retirement, the ups and the downs, and living in our 50s, 60s, 70s, 80s, and beyond. If you're new, welcome here. All right, I'm taking a little break from filming my video, and I am sitting down with my cup of tea, and I'm playing a really awesome game called June's Journey, and June's Journey is the sponsor of today's video. It is a hidden object game, and it is set in the 1920s. In the game, you play June Parker, who is an amateur detective who is trying to solve the mystery of her sister's murder and also then uncovers all kinds of family mysteries along the way. The scenes in the game are so beautifully animated, and it's actually pretty challenging finding all of the hidden clues in the game. It really keeps my brain working. My favorite part of the game is decorating the island. There's like an island in the game where you, as you progress along, get to decorate it and do different things to it to make it beautiful, and how fun is that? The second thing that's really my favorite is actually finding the hidden objects. I enjoy how relaxing this game is. It totally chills me out, but I also like how it gives me this little zing as I'm playing it. I love that they drop new seasonal content and events with some unique awards, so it keeps the game interesting. If you want to play your own game of June's Journey, just click on the link in the description below my video or scan the QR code on screen. It's free to download and it works on iOS, Android, and on your PC. Because I am feeling this sense of rush and this sense that I should be busier, this video is as much for myself as it is for all of you watching. I'm hoping that we can take a moment together to just sit and take stock and feel a little bit of sense of peace and allow balance to come back in. Calm is not about pushing every single worry away. Life wouldn't be life if we didn't have things to worry about and things that sometimes occupy some mental space in our brains. But I think the idea of calmness is that this is something that we need to cultivate within our own selves. It's not something that just happens all of a sudden. We need to have a few methods and a few, I guess, tricks up our sleeve to be able to get ourselves into a place of peace and a place of calm. I've mentioned in many of my videos that a sense of calm is not cultivated from some huge moments. Instead, it comes from the tiny rituals, the small retired life that we lead. It's in having the cups of teas or knitting something that we're enjoying knitting, or doing a hobby we love to do, tinkering on our cars if this is something that we enjoy. It's these tiny moments where we have the ability to get inside our own souls and become a little bit introspective. Introspection is really hard to achieve when your mind is racing 100 miles an hour and when you have 1,000 obligations that you need to meet in your daily life. And just because we're retired does not mean that we have no obligations or that we do not have times that get busy. We still have families in most cases. We still have people that we make commitments to. We have appointments, and some of us have side gigs that can take up a lot of space in our day and overwhelm us at certain times of the year. The philosopher Seneca said that true happiness is the enjoyment of the present without the anxious dependence on the future. And I always say, focus on the present moment, focus on what you can control, because that is where true peace comes from. When you're constantly looking at the future and worrying about the future and things that haven't even happened, you're taking away your joy of the moment, you're creating anxiety, and that moment of calm and peace will evade you. I truly focus and depend on my rituals to keep me calm. I ensure that I have time to do my hobbies. For me, it's knitting. For everyone else, it could be something else. I also love to read. Sometimes the quieter hobbies and the quieter activities that we do are almost the best to slow down our brains a little bit and invoke that sense of calm that we may need in times when things are a little bit out of control. For some of you, maybe it's doing sports like running or getting out on the golf course if you still can. Everybody is different and everyone has different rituals. The only reason I give knitting and reading as examples is because those are the things that I do. Personally, I know that others out there do other things. It could be taking your little fur baby for a walk and spending time with animals and pets, or helping out other people, volunteering, doing something like that. Whatever ritual it is that you practice that makes you feel really good and allows your mind to get into a bit of a rhythm, to slow down and give you that sense of peace, of calmness, is something that should be practiced on a regular basis. Small rituals truly embed in my soul the fact that tiny little actions and small little moments and small pleasures can be very impactful and can actually be the most important part of my day. These are the things that allow peace to enter my soul, and therefore these are things that should be practiced and should be cherished. Calm for me is not only spiritual, meaning inside my own soul, but it's also important that my body feels calm. And the only way I achieve that is through exercise and walking. If I'm really feeling anxious and I feel like my sense of calm is eroding, I get outside by my river and I sit on my favorite rock and I meditate on the water just flowing by. I know it sounds so trite and so simple, but there is something about being in nature that takes us outside of ourselves. Have any of you ever been underneath a night sky where you see thousands and thousands of clear stars? I have, and I feel this immense sense that the world is so big and I am so small and I'm just this tiny little thing in this entire huge globe. It feels almost supernatural to me, but I often also feel an extreme sense of calm when I do something like that, because there's something about feeling small and feeling like you're just this tiny little cog in a huge wheel that makes you really understand that you don't control things. Things are controlled outside of you, and that you can only truly focus in on what you can control. And so I find that when I feel smaller within the universe, for some reason, I feel calmer. It's a really hard emotion to explain, but I get that same feeling when I am working out, or especially when I'm walking. When I'm walking outside and I'm only kind of focusing on what is in my own brain, and I'm enjoying my river, I'm enjoying watching some of the animals that every now and then appear. For some reason, I feel like I'm just this small part of a huge universe. And it makes me feel really good because I feel like I'm meant to be there. And all of a sudden, just this cacophony of nature sounds and the river and my own kind of endorphins, I guess, that are kicking in when I'm walking, gives me an immense sense of peace and calm. If any of you are couch potatoes and you don't really enjoy working out, I really urge you to get outdoors, even for 10 minutes, just 10 minutes. Walk around your block and get into the zone, because you will feel that you do feel calmer. I can promise you that. Now, that being said, the mind can also be a very noisy place. Even if you're walking, if you have like total busy brain, like I often get busy brain. I don't know if any of you suffer from that. Do you ever go to bed at night and your mind is absolutely racing? You're thinking about so many different things and you can't slow your mind down. That happens to me a lot, and it truly is anxiety inducing. I don't like that feeling. I can't settle down, I can't sleep, I can't relax. It's always been like that for me, and I just accept that this is who I am. So over the years, I've developed strategies to cope with a very busy brain. One of those strategies is that I do YouTube, and I basically vomit all my words out to the interwebs out there and share my thoughts. The other way I do it is just through the ritual of journaling. Journaling is definitely part of my every single day being. I journal every day. If I miss journaling, I feel like something is wrong. Journaling allows me to sit down with a cup of tea or a cup of coffee or whatever your favorite drink is, And it allows me to brain dump. And what I mean by brain dumping, because I talk about this a lot in my videos, I just sometimes take my iPad and I have an iPencil, and so I write into a journal in my iPad, and literally I write whatever is on my mind. I will write sentences and they don't make sense if you were to read them one after another, but it's just getting a whole bunch of thoughts down all at once. And it's, for me, it's almost like if I empty out these thoughts from my mind, then they're not occupying space, and I can allow some deeper and calmer things inside my head to think about. I don't really have like a journaling method. Like some people have prompts and they, do all kinds of fancy things. I've watched videos on YouTube, but I don't have that. I simply sit down and write. I take those few moments in the day where I calm myself, I sit down, I write my thoughts out. I always do 3 things that I'm grateful for. I think I've talked about that in previous videos. So I always write down 3 things that I'm super grateful for, because to me it starts my day off well. But I also just do a straight brain dump. It's nothing fancy, trust me. Anyone can do this. You do not need to be a writer. Just sit for a few moments, take a few deep breaths, have a cup of coffee, have a cup of tea, and write down some thoughts. The philosopher Epictetus wrote, "You have power over your mind and not outside events. Realize this and you will find strength." Again, this probably isn't word for word, but it's another quote that really lives within me. The idea that my thoughts and my ability to find calmness in rituals and in some of the things that I do, those are things I can control. I can't control outside events. You can't control the governments. You can't control other people. You can only control what is within yourself and within your own small environment. One of the most important things to understand is that calmness and strength and peace is not only for yourself. You can actually share that with other people. When I do my videos, I like to feel that they invoke a sense of calm. When someone leaves me a comment and says that they enjoy my videos because it makes them feel calm and it makes them peaceful, and that I sound calm, and they like the fact that maybe I don't speak too fast or something like that, this is exactly what I want to share with others. If I'm feeling calm and I'm feeling strong in a moment, I love if I can impart that to other people, my friends, my family, or my viewers. A calm presence is actually a very powerful gift, probably one of the most powerful that we can give to others, because a lot of people feel good when they feel calm. I mean, at the end of the day, calmness and peace is true well-being. The way and the method that we impart calmness and peace to others is through listening to them and allowing them to know that you are listening to them, and actually empathizing with the things that they are saying. In other words, giving those things some importance. When people feel listened to and they feel valued and they feel that you are truly taking in what they're saying, that is the greatest gift that you can give to someone. People are lonely in this day and age. It's hard to imagine with the chaos that is around us. People are lonely and they feel forgotten. There are so many people out there who are lonely. In order to truly impart something to someone, you have to exude an essence of calm and of peace. I don't know. Give me your thoughts. Let me know in the comments if you agree with this. Back to my favorite philosopher, Marcus Aurelius, who wrote, "When you arise in the morning, think of what a privilege it is to be alive, to breathe, to think, to enjoy, and to love. I think that is such a powerful quote. If we could get up every morning and truly feel that gratitude, it, I believe, would set you off on absolutely the best path for that day. Retirement truly is a blank canvas, and calmness is almost like our little set of paints because it allows us to put our own marks and our own colors and our own subject matter onto a blank canvas. When we feel calm and when we enjoy our own rituals, when we have a sense of peace, we can exude that to other people, to our friends and to our family, and give them that gift of calm as well. Seneca reminds us, begin at once to live and count each day as a separate day, meaning that invoke calmness into each and every day as it comes. Live in the present moment and control each moment, because that is within the realm of your ability. My hope is that this video gives you some tools and some tips on how to cultivate calmness and peace in your own life. None of these things are new. None of these things are revolutionary. They've been around since the dawn of man. But sometimes it's good to hear it out loud and to know that these tools are within us to make our lives peaceful and calm. I hope that you enjoyed this video. I hope the video felt calming to your soul. And if you have any questions or comments, of course, leave them in the comment section below. And otherwise, I will see you all next week at my regular time. Bye.